Redeemer of my past and present.
Hi everyone, Big Up is here. I want to try and attempt to give like a breakdown. I mean, from the viewer's perspective, a breakdown of the just concluded event, restoring the order of worship. I mean, apart from the fact that the event, the 7 days event, has really been of great blessing to me and has really impacted me in a way. From the standpoint of someone who is much more into video production, broadcasting, and a bit of background in audio technology. So I would like to um, have an attempt on doing like a breakdown of some of the things that really fascinates me and the production. Actually, I was not part of the production, but I mean, I'm not saying from a viewer's perspective. I just want to try and analyze some things, also to educate people and also for learning, basically. All right, so let's get right into the video. So we are going to be covering the audio, the visual, the lightning, the audio, the visual, the lightning. So, all right. Glory to God. Wow. Okay, so I think I should talk about this set design. The January edition, the first edition that they had in January, if you go back to watch the video, you will notice that the set design was like a bit of the original interior of this building. The set design was like a creamy nude color kind of vibe, not too much popping colors here and there. It was just like, how will I even describe it now? It was just, the colors were interfacing between just white, off-white, cream, something like that. So they were not too much in terms of colors, and as compared to this June edition. This June edition, what I can see that they did at the gallery, they had these fabrics, this wine cotton fabrics. They did a wall-to-wall cotton. Then when you check downstairs, I was talking about the gallery here. Yeah, it is the wall-to-wall cotton. They use the wine color fabrics to have the wall covered. Then when you come to the down here, you see that there is a board here. There is, because I'm sure that they might not be able to paint the space because it might be, I don't know, maybe a rented place. I don't know. So what I'm thinking that he did for this this space, for the down, for the main sitting area, I feel like they had this, they had this board and they did a POP thing on it. Maybe because there's a way that you can design this panel on a board and then they printed it. Then some other part of the space, they use cotton to cover it up. Then one significant thing that we can also see, let me just play. So one significant thing that we can also see, improvement from last this thing, is that as part of the set design for this edition, in order to match up with the colors that are already existing from the curtains, from the panel, they had a wine color sofa, kind of not the circular shape, but like arc kind of. So, and then some chairs are still like off-white nude color, something like that. And honestly speaking, the colors are really popping. In fact, the colors are really popping. If you check the gallery again around this place, if you check the gallery here, you see that they have this lettering in gold color, Amos 9:11, Acts 15 verse something. That's there. On this wall, on this panel, we have an inscription, a scripture here, and then we have Amos 9:11 here. We have Acts 15 verse 16, I guess. Yeah, Acts 16 verse 15 here. Let's move into the audio aspect. So I want to think that at the gallery here, there is speakers for the people to listen. I think so. Okay, so let me just give a brief overview of what I can see in terms of audio. So in terms of the musicians, we have 2 keys player. We have someone on the right hand side here playing the Notch State 3, and on this Notch State 3 I'm seeing a Volt sound card. I'm seeing a Volt sound card, and he has a P16 in-ear monitor with his headphone, this type of headphone. I'm seeing a P16 in-ear monitor here. I will still show you a close-up of this P16 in-ear monitor when I get to the drummer's shots, and I can see that he has his laptop here, probably for backing track and maybe for stem. You understand? So, and also on the left hand side we have, I think this EJ piano or EJ word. I think it's EJ piano. He's playing the Montage 8 or 8X or MX8, and also he's playing an auxiliary piano here. And then we have the guitarist. He's playing the guitar with his pedal. Then we have the drums. I'll go to the drum section shortly. Okay, let's go. Okay, as we can see, the keys player by the left is also using his own P16 in-ear monitor too. Yeah, so I'm going to spend a bit of time talking about the drums, the mic, the SC mics. So you can also see here that the drummer is also using a P16 in-ear monitor here with its headphone. That's a Yamaha drum. I think this is Yamaha. This is a 5-piece, if I'm not mistaken. This is a 5-piece drum set, acoustic drum set with varieties of cymbal and splash here with their sizes, right? But most importantly, what is really catching my attention is the drum mics. I mean, they are using the SC V packs, the SC drum mics, and like for me, I feel like the SC drum mics are the set of mics that is reigning now. It's raining now, and it's very, very good quality. I must tell you. I think for the kick, they are making use of a V kick, SCV kick. Then for the floor tom, it's either they are making use of the V beat. Then for the tube toms too, it's also V beats. Then for the snare, probably they are making use of the V7X for the snare head. I don't know of the snare bottom, but the snare head V7X, that's what they are using. But they are not using this the SE8 for the hi-hats. Probably they are using Sennheiser or Rode. I can't really tell now. But the sound quality is amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, so I also remember Celebration Church recently purchased
all right. Tell us what you did yourself. Walk us through
I think it's Tama.
So it's a 7-piece drums.
And they also purchased this
cymbals scattered all about.
SC
then we have the SC mics.
They purchased this drum mic too, and
Evans Onyx on the
sounds
10,
awesome.
12,
Awesome. So I think it's the same thing that Dame Alabi of Zion. That's the same drum mic that he's also using. If you listen to his videos, his drum video, Jesus Christ. Like if you can just check his out. Maybe I'll just put his YouTube page on the screen. If you listen to his drums production, it's crazy. So enough talk about the drums. Amazing. Also looking at the grand piano. The grand piano is also like an acoustic piano. I don't know if I'm correct. So they are using like 3 mics, 3 wired mics, probably condenser, or I think it should be some of these condenser mics to get sound, both the low end, high and mid from this grand piano. And I think I can't really determine the backups singers. I can't really determine the backup mics that they are using, but I'm sure either Minister Josie or one of the hosts, they are using like SM. Is it SM58 now? Yeah, sure. Well, I think they're using all Shure wireless mics. Yeah, all Shure wireless mics. Yeah, I think that's just it. And I didn't talk about the bass guitar. Yeah, the bass guitar is also using. I can't really remember the brand of his bass guitar now. The kind of digital mixer, I'm thinking that probably they are making use of Behringer Wing. Probably the latest version of the Behringer Wing. Yeah, so maybe that's what they are making use of. And I'm sure that maybe they are making use of two mixers, one for in-house and the other one for broadcast mix. I think so, because the broadcast mix is crazy. No clipping, no distortion, no over compression. Everything just sounds fine. Everything sounds fine. Even if Mr. Lucy is going really hard, everything seems fine. The compression, the EQ, everything seems fine. Honestly speaking. Also, for the sound in-house, for the speakers in-house, I'm thinking they are using the FDB colon speakers. It's like a colon speaker, like a vertical speaker paired with the sub speakers. I think that's what is feeding the in-house. Then I think I forgot to mention the drum overhead mics, the two overhead mics. I don't know the brand of the mics that you'll be using, but I'm sure that they are using a condenser mic to pick the ambient sound of the drums, the splash, the cymbals, and everything itself. Okay, so let's talk about the light setup for this event. They are using on this angle. I think they are using two. This is a COB light for stage. So they are also called blinder. They are blinder lights. So they are using these two lights. I think they are bouncing it up to illuminate the whole place. Understand? And also it serves as a source of light for the people at the gallery here. And also this light should be, I think this should be aperture or Amaran. But I think this is aperture. I'm not sure. So this light is mounted here with a modifier to point to, I don't want to see the subject, to point to the people here, the main area here, majorly to point on the guests or the main person singing, something like that. So, and I'm sure they have the same setup on this other side too. Also, there is this light, like it's like in a bar like this at the floor to just create that illumination. You understand? Yeah. So is here. I think there's one here. There's one at the piano. There's one at the drummer where the keyboardist is. Just to give that accent lightning, just to give that ambience, yeah, something like that. And if you so this is also that bar light I was talking about. And as you can see, the footage is well lit. Coupled with the fact that they also use very good camera and camera lenses actually too. So the whole place was well lit. So I think I'll just move into the cameras. So the cameras now, I cannot really definitely say this is the type of camera that was used, but one thing I know that the cameras are cinema line cameras. They are all cinema line cameras. So I'm thinking the cameras are all Panasonic, because I think that was what he used for the first edition of this event. If it's not Panasonic, then it should be Canon C400. Yes. Pair with 70 to 200 mm lens, with also maybe 24 to 70 lenses, and maybe with 1 or 2 prime lenses, because some of these shots now, there's a very tight shot that I'm looking for. There's a very tight shot. Probably they could also use the zoom lenses that they have to achieve, but it has to be like maybe from f2.8, yes, something like that, for you to have that depth of field. Yeah, imagine, look at Minister Dunsin Oyekan. He's in focus now. You can see he's in focus now, and then every other person, they are blurred out. You understand? So this is because of the kind of lens that was used. Alright, so looking at the number of cameras that are here, if you notice, there is a camera that is moving up. Yeah. This camera that is rotating is mounted on a crane. A crane is like a vertical motorized. Is it motorized now? Yeah, it's motorized. Like a vertical motorized structure, that can retract and also expand in terms of length. On that crane, there's a gimbal that is mounted on that crane. Then after that gimbal, then the camera will be mounted with it, so that it will provide that stability and that balance. Then there's somebody operating the crane, tilting, moving the crane itself, because the crane itself is heavy. You understand? And they need to balance it with maybe something that looks like a dumbbell. Then somebody is moving, operating the crane, and then I think on the crane there is a control. There is a control for tilting up and down, panning left and right. Yes. So that's why they can be able to achieve this kind of shot. You can see it's the crane that is doing the movement, that is going back and forth. You can see the rotating shot that it is making here. Yeah, can you see? Then there's something I forgot to mention. This mic that you see in front of the person playing the piano, the mic is not for him to sing. The mic is for him to communicate with the rest of the musicians. They call it talk back mic. It's for him to communicate with them. You understand? So maybe they want to do something, or they should play on a certain key, or there's a type of way that they need to play, something like that. They need to communicate properly so that they don't shout and yell at themselves. You understand? So let's talk about the possible number of cameras that they might be using. I'm thinking in front of Minister Dunsin, like in front here now. Let's say this place in front here now. I'm thinking that there should be 2 main cameras there. Probably one with maybe like a 24 to 70 lens. Then there's one camera here. There's another camera here. There's a guy here on tripod. There's another guy roaming here. Then there's another guy roaming here around this place. And then there's a stationed camera for the drums here. The drums has his own camera. You understand? So I'm thinking that they are doing like a 6 camera or 7 camera live production here. Yeah. Yes. Between 6 to 7 cameras. If I'm not mistaken. Then we have photographers, and this is Tonali Ali. She was the official photographer for Professor Yemi Oshibanjo. Yes. Yeah. So look at this. From my own experience, this shot will work with a lens that has a low light capability and that has a very low aperture. Maybe they are using like I don't know, maybe 85 or 50, 1.2 or 1.4 for you to have this depth of field. She's in focus, and then every other person is blurred out. Yeah, very, very nice tight shots here. Then I must say that the camera operators, they are very professional, because for you to be able to capture what is going on in real time, the emotions, everything, people breaking down in the presence of God, it requires a lot of vigilance and a lot of professionalism, honestly speaking. Then I don't want to miss this out too. They are using, I don't know how many now, but from what I can see, they are using 2 shotgun ambience mic for the crowd, for the room. So probably they are Sennheisers or Rode NTG. I think either of the 2. And I'm sure that it will be more than that. Probably there is like 2 extra crowd mics at the garden too. Yeah, if you remember, I said that I'm thinking that they are using the Behringer wing. My guess is right. If you look at the bottom left here, this is the Behringer wing mixer. Yes, that's the baby right here. Yeah, that's the baby right here. And I'm thinking that probably they are using also as external processor too. I'm thinking they are using the waves. Also, I'm also thinking that they are using the Waves Super Rack plugins, for the broadcast mix. There's a way that you can also process your audio externally using the Waves Super Rack, adding the compression, the EQ, and everything. I think they are also using it too. It's a great tool to use alongside with your digital mixer. Then, yeah, amazing. Big shout out to director Eman. I think he's the one that came up with this, the set design and everything. Amazing job, honestly speaking. Yeah, so if you can look closely here, there's a screen here for the timer, and I'm sure that there's another screen at the front for lyrics display, scripture display, and also for the live feed. I mean, you can't be in this kind of atmosphere and then you won't catch something, you won't get something. Supercharged. It's crazy. Yeah, I think Minister Dunsin is using like the Shure SM58 mic capsule. I think that is what is using. Then, yeah, I forgot to mention, on these cameras, you can see this green light here. Excuse me. There's this green light on the camera. It's called tally light. That tally light is used to cue cam operators. So, for instance, someone is mixing like 3, 4, 5 cameras. So, there's need for me to let the camera operators know that I am selecting your camera. So that is why they have this tally light. So the tally light, it works like a trigger. Once you select a particular camera channel, it triggers the tally light, and then it comes on. It comes on if the camera is selected. So if the camera is not selected, if the camera is not live, for it to be selected, it means that the camera is going live on the feed, going live, for broadcast. If it's not going live, it's not live, it's not selected, the light will be red. It will be red. But once it's green, you know that you have to hold your camera steady. You have to take a very good shot. You understand? So, I mean, that's why they use. Even before the light comes green, the camera operator should already know that. I need to get my shot, guys. So once it's green, they might not go live immediately, but the camera operator will use those few seconds to, balance the camera, ensure that the subject is in focus and everything. Yeah. So I think that's just it about this. For the video mixer, I'm thinking that Director Eman is using the ATEM 4K constellation. I'm guessing so. I'm guessing so. The one with the SDI version, because all of the cameras they are running the connection on SDI. SDI connection is way better in terms of stability, in terms of speed, also in terms of when you talk about how lengthy your connection is. You understand? So when you are going beyond 20-30 meters of connection, it's not advisable for you to use HDMI, or else you will start having loss of connection. You understand? So it's advisable that you use SDI. SDI more reliable form of video feed connection. You understand? So they are using SDI, and I think that one maybe two cameras are the main camera. They are on tripod. Then one other camera is here. Is at this angle. Is at this angle here on a tripod too, using probably like a 70 to 200 lens, or I really can't say. Then three guys are roaming with the cameras, but they are still wired. They are not using wireless. I'm not sure they are using wireless transmitter. So everything is hardwired. SDI all the way. So that's that about my thoughts on the technical setup. If there's anything I'm missing out, you can drop it in the comment section below, or if there's anything that you observe that you would love to also contribute, please feel free to drop it in the comment section, and hopefully we get to have more review videos like this. And big shout out to Minister Oyekan, big shout out to Director Eman for pulling this amazing project. This is that's really set the bar for us. I mean, I forgot to mention the stream on 4K. It streamed on 4K throughout the event. I didn't even know initially that it was streamed on 4K. I joined the event from the very first day, and then I just saw that YouTube was showing 4K. I just switched to 4K, and my internet was able to carry it. I mean, I'm using MTN fiber edge, so I mean, I can stream 4K very conveniently. So I mean, that's really a lot of network infrastructure that goes into this production for you to be able to stream 4K without interruption whatsoever. So many people will stream HD 1080. They will still have lots of internet connection, but I don't know how they figure out the connection in Abuja. But I don't know. But that's really great. Yeah, so I mean, that's that about that. Hopefully we'll get to have more of these review videos like this. See you in the next video. Bye. Thank you.